How's it going, internets? I hope you're having a lovely day. It's that time again. It's time to get into some animation, time to get that imagination cranked up, get into some creativity. It's time to get inspired. And today's inspiration comes from Jenny Lerew. If you're not familiar with her work, check right over here. She runs the Blackwing Diaries, which I think is one of my favorite animation blogs out there. She has a real kind of early or maybe mid Disney classic feel to her work that I just love. I think she's brilliant in her work. She has a really nice fluidity and almost a feminine quality to her line work, which is, I don't know if I can exactly explain why I feel that way, but there's just a looseness and a very light, flowy feel to her lines, which I really love. They're very soft and like this, it just the fluidity and the feel through her line work is just great. It is a little sketchy. Some people probably would say, tighten it up, but I mean, look at this. This is almost like it's like a animated version of maybe something like Hirschfeld would have done, and I really love it. I think she's brilliant with her sketches. I just adore it. This one, the expression that she gets in this face is really, really beautiful, really well done. So definitely check out more stuff from her. I did want to share with you guys, though, a quote that I found, and that was, the goal is not only personal expression, but communication of that expression. And I thought that was interesting, because it's kind of harkening back to, you definitely have an idea that you want to put out with your work, but you also have to think of, and this is more in terms of if you're not just really doing it as a hobbyist, but if you're trying to do something more with it, you have to think of other people. That seems weird, but you gotta think, what is this going to say to others? What experience or what kind of feeling are they going to walk away with after they view your work, or if they touch your work, or after they hear your work, or whatever medium it is that you're working in? I think that's it's interesting, because I think a lot of times as creatives we get stuck in this mindset of wanting to replicate this thing that we imagine and how it's going to be. And I think sometimes you can get lost in that, where you forget the step of, it's almost like a readability kind of a thing. Is like, is someone going to be able to take away something at the end of having finished that piece? And again, that's kind of a toss-up, because sometimes you just want to do your personal work and you want it to be the exact way that you want to do it, and that's it and everything. But I think if you really want to do something that's going to affect and go out there and do something, if your work's gonna create something other than just, oh, okay, that's nice, but actually cause someone to pause and think and do something about it because of your work, you really got to think of the communication of that expression. And I thought that was a really interesting point to really think about your audience, or the people who are going to view your stuff a lot more while you're working. It's something that I find that I don't do as much. So I mean, I'll be in these videos. I feel like I try to reach out and talk to you guys and share what I know, and hopefully encourage you guys and inspire you guys each and every day. But I'm talking about more in like the work itself, when I'm actually just working. I don't know if that mindset's there versus doing stuff like that. So it's definitely something that I need to work on and keep considering while I'm working. But let me know what you guys think. But let's go ahead and get into some animation. This is the Stan rig. It's a free rig you can grab over at Creative Crash. And if you're not familiar with what we'll be doing for the rest of the video, so we give ourselves 48 frames, give or take, and I go off and I find a rig that I've never used before. It's a free resource for you guys to play around with as well. And everything that we talk about will have a link in the description below if you're looking for more information on this, or you want to play around with this rig. And kind of go from there, a little bit of over the shoulder, hang out with me while I animate, a little bit of talking through the process or the creative world in general. And the main goal of these videos, like I mentioned before, is to hopefully encourage you guys or inspire you guys to go off and create something unique and take another step in your journey each and every day. And let's go ahead and dive in here. So I was thinking for this one, I wanted to see, I didn't check before if there was a IK switch. Do something a little bit different. I was thinking about this guy. So let's see. Do kind of a perilous scooch over. So let's see if we can't do that. And rotate that over this way. And the reason I'm switching the hands over to IK is because I really want to plant him down against something here. And I realize that I'm not explaining that very well as we're going, but you'll see in a second as we go. And let's do 90 degrees there. Let's go ahead and push those down a little bit more. Rotate that there. Rotate that. Okay, I guess it's Y. Let's see if we want to do them all together, or no, that's what I figured. Just do these top ones here. Make sure we zero that out. Push that up there. Just want to create an interesting storytelling pose here for what we'll be working with. Push that forward. Bring those hands in a little bit more. In a little bit more this way. Rotate them there. And okay, so we'll do rotate Z first, Y up, and X over. We also want to kind of press against, pushing against it. Gotta beware that elbow then. Do we have an elbow controller? I hope we do. There we are. Let's go ahead and bring those down. This one, and then we'll approach it down and up and over a little bit more that way. Okay, and we'll go ahead and create a couple of cubes here. And we'll lengthen them out a little bit more, squish them down, right over. Also want to bring it in a little bit more. Okay, I'm going to drop those hips down a little bit more here. These would be the knees, right? So I'll bring, no, that's the elbows. Where's the knee controllers? Oh, be careful here. Move those down. Rotate that a little bit more here, a little bit more forward. We'll take the hands again and we'll translate them forward a little bit more. Take those elbows and bring forward a little bit. Bring it down. Just the shoulder. See if we can't clean up some of that a little bit. Hands down. I'm trying to get rid of that deformation we've got a little bit there. Maybe that's just in the elbows. We'll try pushing those back a little bit. There we go. That's a little better. Okay, and we'll just grab this one, we'll copy it, and we'll paste it here. Also want the hips to come down a little bit more. Let's rotate the head. let's keep tweaking these hand poses a little bit more. Back a little bit. Okay. And let's tweak this one a little bit over. Is there a way to turn these off just for the sake of it? Facial controls. Let's turn those off. Okay, come on. Is there a way to turn them off here? I guess not. Okay, we just have to get in here. Just a mesh of controls. Let's just for the sake of it right now, let's just pull the head back just so you can get in here and get these fingers locked in a little bit better. Ooh, very sensitive these finger controllers are. So Yoda, very sensitive these finger controllers are. Let's twist that a little bit more here. Okay, I'm gonna grab both of those and pull them up a little bit more here, which means I'll have to bring the feet up a little bit more as well. Try and keep them planted in the middle here. Which means we might need to push the hips a little bit more like that. Okay. Just keep tweaking this until it starts to work. And let's grab that one, bring that finger up a little bit more. Ooh, these are sensitive controllers. I'll grab this one, push it out a little bit. So we'll give a little bend to a little up with the finger here. Just kind of give them a little bit better shape here, if we can. Yeah, that's not very good. It's a little better. And let's get thumb. We'll bend it a little bit instead of spread it. No, curl, twist. Which one's it gonna be? Okay, I guess we'll just go back so we can get something planted on there. And let's look. We can do a little bit of spread, so we can do a little bit better grouping here. And grab this one. And spread that one. And let's look at the. I still don't like that thumb that much, but at least we're getting something, so it's planted against there. And let's look at this one. Do a little bit of twist there. It's a little better. And let's look at this guy. Bend it in there. Flatten that one out. Could use these controllers, which might have been a better choice, but we'll stick with what we did for right now. Flatten this one out a little bit. And this guy. Bend it forward a little bit. last one here. There's too much bend in the middle. I guess we'll just keep it that way. And let's group these ones a little bit. So we'll spread that one in a little bit here. And bring that one out a little bit. There we go. We certainly have some better grouping there. And let's grab the feet. If we can here. Let's go ahead and just turn the visibility off on there just while we work on this. And we'll push them forward a little bit, forward a little bit, and rotate them out a little bit as well. Okay, looks like he's kind of precarious, and we'll just do a little bit of scoot down. So let's go ahead and save our file. We are using Autodesk Maya 2014 for today's video. For more information on that, check out the links in the description below. And let's make sure we just have our NURB curves, NURB surfaces, and polygons selected. Let's go ahead and grab everything here, go to frame 0, and we'll set our first key. And let's start building this guy. So how are we going to do this? How do we want to approach this move? Let's grab this foot here. We'll go at 12 here. Bring it over. And this hand here. Bring it over there. And the hips. Bring it over there. Okay. And then we'll go ahead and grab the other side here. So let's key that at 12, then go 24. And I'll translate it over here. And this one. Go here at 12, set that, go to 24. We'll push it over there. Okay, and then grab our hips, and we'll push them. We'll actually grab the root controller, not just the hip here. Bring it over. Again, we'll have to go in and redo the knees and elbows and stuff in a second, but we'll leave it for now. We'll key that one, and bring it over here. And this hand controller there, make sure we keyed it at 24. Bring that over at 36. Okay, we'll grab the hips, translate them over. And then we'll grab the hands again here. Push that over there. And this foot, key it there. And bring it over there. And the hips, we'll bring it over. Try and find somewhere in the medium amount here. And grab all our knees and elbows. Come on, and grab the controller there. And we'll just bring those over. Okay. So let's see. So I think at this point, let's look at the hips. And we'll go ahead and switch that up. But just for the sake of building this and setting it up right, let's just keep it a constant for right now. And let's see here. Okay, and let's go ahead and push that foot a little bit more forward to start with. And make sure we keep it there. Let's see. Why does that feel too far over? Maybe we need to have the knee set forward a little bit more. Seems just something funky about that first one. Is it the hips that are doing it? I'll do a little bit more there. Just trying to clean that out of there while we're working here. Where's that knee controller? There it is. So start off with the knee over a little bit more. Okay, that's a little better. Okay, starting to come together. Let's go ahead and save our file here. And let's do a little bit of up and down on this one. So let's go down there, up, down, up, down, up, down, and then back again. Yeah, let's clean that up. Balance it out a little bit more. Starting to see where this might be going. It's always nice, I think, that step where you're like, all right, the idea is working. Not that it's finished or anything, but it's like when you get that first rough pass on your sketch done, so you're like, okay, the basics are here. Now we just need to make it look good. Maybe we could go here instead. Key that one back up a little bit. And let's see. Too low, I think. A little bit higher. Let's see it now. One of these got a little bit of a knee pop here. So I think this one will go ahead and push this foot a little bit further forward. There. I think there's too much up and down. Let's tone it down a little bit more. Okay. we go in and key all of our steps that we have so far, and let's go ahead. So that Z. Okay, I knew it wasn't Y. I just had to figure out what axis we'd be working on there. The other thing I want to do too is I want to drop it, so I'm going to lower it down here so it swings down and back up here as well. Alright, and I think those are probably a little too over exaggerated, so let's scale them back. And let's look at it again. And we'll do a little bit of drag that way, and drag that way. Let's see. Another thing I want to do is do a little bit of, I think, rotate Y. No, maybe rotate Z here. Rotate Z. Let's see it now. Okay, it's starting to work, and let's look at this foot. We'll do a similar thing here. This one. So there we want to do some translate Z up, back. Here, do some translate Z, and then back. And then drop it down in Y. And drop it down in Y. Okay. And let's minimize those moves a little bit more. Let's see how that feels. Okay, we'll also drag it down a little bit there, and drag it down a little bit there, and drag it back here, drag it back there. Alright, let's look at this one. Drag that toe a little bit here. Still not sure that I like how it is, but we'll keep going with it for now. Zero it out, and drag that there, lift it up. For some reason, I need to do a little bit more. Translate Z on this foot for a default so I can get it out of the inside of that pole. Maybe we need to dip the foot down a little bit more. So let's look at the translate Y. It's exaggerated because this is kind of the camera angle I want to play to. Alright, and let's look at the hips again. So let's do a little bit of rotate Z here, there, 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 and let's see if that works at all. So I want to focus on that there, right? Should be somewhere. Should be able to find a good balance and get that twist in there. Let's see. Let's exaggerate it a little more so we can really see it. Let's go and do a little bit of rotate Y here. 18, we'll do a little bit of rotate Y this way. 30 would be that way. 42 would be this way. And then back again, 0. Okay, let's balance that out a little bit better. Let's look at it again. Are we getting those snaps in there? I don't want to hit those straight so hard. So is that the rotate Z that's doing it? Yeah, I'll just scale that back a little bit more. Still feels a little too snappy. I'll scale it back. Okay, and let's start looking at the chest. And we'll do a little bit of rotate Z here. Let's see there. Zero it out. Let's see if we can. Let's look at this one. There we go. There, and zero it out again. Probably a little over exaggerated now, so let's scale it back. as well while we're at it. Let's see that. And let's get this hip back a little bit more as well. Let's look at the rotate. It's going to be Z here now. No, Y. No, X. Okay. It's always tricky to figure out when they set the hips or the root one way and then the chest a different way. You kind of have to figure out if it's world orientation or if it's rig orientation or what it is. So it's always fun. It's one of the fun tests or playing around with different rigs every day. You get to see how different rigging artists set up their characters. And let's go ahead and check that out again. Get the little bit of lean and twist. Okay, and let's look at the rotate. We'll go down, back, down, and back. Down, back, down, back. Yeah, let's clean that up as well. We'll probably minimize it a little bit. We're going to offset it with the chest here as well. Bring that over. And let's see. Let's look at the chest, and this would probably be what, Y, back, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, and forward again. Okay, let's clean that up as well. Watch it and see what we like or don't like about that. And the other thing I want to do is, which is it translate Z. I'm going to do a little bit forward and then a little bit back. A little bit forward. Back, a little bit forward, a little back. Let's see. I still feel like the up and down we could probably switch up a little bit more though. This works fine, this little in and out kind of movement. I'm just going to scale it back a little bit more. And let's take another look at the up and down. It's okay, but it's not great. I feel like if the immediate down was somewhere here, that might feel better. And bring that one back down here. Let's see how it feels. Versus what we had before. Let's look at it again. No, that feels more natural. I gotta be careful about that let's do a little bit more. Down? Is that what we want? Or in? Let's change our perspective a little bit more here too. Now let's look at the head. Maybe we'll give an acting beat to the head. So I'll keep it here. And then we'll look down. Do we have an eye controller? Let's see. Eyes, here we go. Then look down. That's kind of an interesting controller. And let's do the head pose. We're gonna set that there and hold it for a little bit. And we'll go back a little bit further before we go down. Go back a little bit. Let's see. That might be a little too stiff, so maybe overall give it a little more bend. And then we'll do a blink on the eyes. It's the brow. What's this? Eye converge. Eye blend. What's this one? Eye bulge. No, eyelid. Okay, let's see. It's the lips. Those eyes all together. Brow. Brow. Pupil. Is that the lid? Oh. For some reason, did I just completely space? Evidently. Okay. So we have it here. Let's move it back and hold it to there. Close it. Do not get them all the way closed. Oh, are you kidding me? Let's see if we can do something here. Get that eye look like it's closing. Go. There's no lower eyelid. So actually get a close here. Okay, let's play with the brows. Maybe we can do it on the brows. Use some other controller to get us to get close. Nope. Nope. Just keep tweaking until we find some controller that we can use here. Nope. close it all the way, but we'll make it work. Okay, this is set up funky. So I want to kind of hold where it is right here. I'll overshoot real quick. I'll close. See if I can go any lower than that. Doesn't do anything though. Open up real big. What's going on? Okay, grab both of those. Look at just the translate wise. Okay, there we go. So let's go back again. Set that. Delete that. Set it here. Just trying to mimic these for right now. Excuse me. Bring that back. Overshoot. Kind of hold it there a little bit. Overshoot again. Close. Overshoot. And back here. It's still upward. I'm gonna hold it there a little bit. Okay, so let's see if that's something like what we want. And that second one feels like we need to go a little bit lower if we can. Maybe we can hold it for another frame. Let's see. And do it about maybe 2 frames sooner. Maybe 1 more frame sooner than that. And yeah, 1 frame later. And 1 frame sooner there. And try and keep it closed for, or as close as we can to closed for an extra frame. Let's see. One more frame on the uptake there. And let's look at the hands now. Do something a little bit there. So save our file. Good place to save right now. And let's look at the hands. We're gonna lock in all those, and let's see. This one will go in a little bit, up a little bit. This one will go in a little bit, and then up a little bit. Okay, and then we're also going to do a little bit of rotation here. and let's minimize all that stuff a little bit more. Okay, and let's look at the other hand. Again, we're going to just go in and lock in all the keys we already have. And we'll do a little bit of translate Z and translate Y. A little bit of translate Z and translate Y. Ooh, that thumb is ugly. Let's see if we can't clean up that thumb a little bit more. Especially from this angle it is. Twist it that way and bend it. Spread it. I guess it's a little bit better. Okay, it's at least something. Okay, and let's look again here. And then we want to do a little bit of rotate Y here so it drags off of there. Lifts up before it goes back down. Drag off of there. And lift off before it goes back down. Let's see that now. Trying to figure out what's a good dynamic camera angle for that. And then in order to really sell these moves a little bit more, I think I'm going to do a little bit. Let's go ahead and create a new camera angle here. So I like that camera angle, alright. Finally figure something that we're going to play to. And do one at a time here. Go back to our camera. I think we want to go a little bit further in our translate C's just so we can see that those hands are lifting off. Instead of going up, let's go back down. So I feel like lifting up would take too much energy and naturally dip down instead. And let's look at the other side here. Exaggerate the in and out a little bit more and switch going up to going down there. Let's exaggerate the toes a little bit more. Toe tap here. Maybe another thing we'll do is we'll assign new material here, just because the color of the shoes and these bars or cubes or whatever, it's just a little too much so you don't notice the feet as well. Let's keep kind of let's do a little bit of expression in the face and play around with the fingers, even though we're not really playing them up to camera. I still like to do that just in case I decide I want a different camera angle at some point. So let's go back to our other camera here, and let's grab all of the fingers there, and we'll set that there, and set them at 14, so at 24, so 38, 48, okay. And then bend them down a little bit here, lift them up a little bit there, and then down a little bit here, up a little bit there, too much. Just make it that little bit of contact there. Okay, and probably tone down the bend a little bit more. Okay, and then we'll take all the bend 2 and 3s and we'll delay them a frame. And all of the bend 3s, we'll delay those a frame as well. And then take everything on the index and push it forward a frame, and everything on the pinky, and we'll put it back a frame. That'll loosen that up a little bit more. Let's see. And the other thing is, I think I want to push it all forward one frame. Except for I'm going to look at the bend 1s, maybe tone those down a little bit more because they're intersecting through the plane here. Other thing you can do is just exaggerate the translate Z a little bit more. There we go. Still feel like they're a little bit of intersection, but I'm okay with that. A little bit of scraping through. Okay, and let's look at the thumb. Do a little bit on the thumb here. Set that there. Set that there. There. And there. Go 3 here. Drag it that way. Bring it out. Down. And drag it a little bit more. Out and down. There we go. And let's look at the other hand here. And we'll do a similar thing on this hand. So I'll set that, hold it there. 26, we'll lock it in there and there. And then 18, go down a little bit. 24, we'll go over a little bit, down, down a little bit, go over a little bit, and back again. Okay, and then we'll take the 2s and 3s and we'll delay them a frame. And then all of the 3s and we'll, just to be delayed, I'm not pushing forward a frame. Let's go ahead and approach that again. And all the 3s and delay those a frame. Let's look at that. index finger, and push it forward a frame. For some reason this one's not going. Here we go. And then we'll take the pinky, delay that a frame just so we can mix it up with our timing a little bit more. And then let's look at the thumb here. I'm going to use these instead. I think it'll give us a little bit better posing. So we'll go ahead and lock it in there, and lock it in at 13, 24, 37, back. And we'll go 3 frames after. We'll do a little bit of rotate. Oh, no, 3 frames from here, right? Rotate there. A little bit off on my timing there. 3 frames from here. Let's try and get something in the cheeks and the mouth if we can too. Let's look at this one. Start off somewhere here. Treacherous there. Keep it zeroed out there. We'll do a little bit of, or maybe, well, let's zero it out. We'll do just a little bit. And look at the smile. So you get a little bit of a mixing of the two. Zero it out there. So let's see how that feels for that facial expression. Keep it zeroed there. Of that. Maybe a little more frown is what I need. There we go. Let's see it now. Yeah, somewhere in between there. Alright. Yeah, let's look at the jaw. Keep that. We'll go up a little bit here. Down a little bit. And zero it out again. There we go. Okay, just added a little bit of a acting beat in there. turn out right. We could definitely spend another hour or so cleaning it up, but I think we got the idea across. I think the interesting thing here is the choice of camera angle. I don't know that I love this. It's a dynamic camera angle that really accentuates the kind of perilous nature of it. I don't know if that it gives off the best view of the animation itself. That's an interesting choice. Let me know what you guys think. If a different camera angle would have been better. But I think it works. So let's go ahead and take a look back at where we started. We were looking at the beautiful work of Jenny Lerew. And she said that the goal is not only personal expression, but communication of that expression. Now that's a tough thing, I think, for anyone as a person who's creative or uses their imagination or some form of art in whatever medium it may be. You got to find that balance between, what, like if you're a comedian, maybe you find that something funny that you think up, but if you have to get up on stage and it only makes you laugh, you gotta figure out where that fine balance is, where it's something that you can put your name behind and put your stamp on it and say, this is me and this is my expression and this is, what I want to put out there in the world. But also, make sure that it means something to other people. Like with this stuff that I do with you guys, I feel like I'm trying to offer something that wasn't around when I was first learning animation. It's a free resource for you guys to learn from or play around with, or community, or bare minimum, just something that can hopefully encourage you guys to continue each and every day in your journey, and hopefully offering that. And then with the illustration stuff that I do, that's more, I would say, akin to something that I would really be like, this is me, but I don't share that stuff enough, and I overthink that stuff too much. But it's a tough thing, trying to find those, what is going to have value out into the world and what is going to be something that's more artistic, and hopefully you find a good balance eventually, where you're contributing and you're putting stuff out there that helps people, but is also a bit of you in there. And that's the difference of working in this kind of medium versus working in for a Fortune 500 company, or being another cog in the wheel of whatever corporation you're working for. Is that this stuff, you want to try and put stuff out there that will help people, or for whatever, maybe you guys have a different idea behind the work that you do, but that communicates with people in some form, whether positively, negatively, whatever it is that you want to put out there. But you also want it to be representing something that you would stand behind. So it's a tough thing. Let me know what you guys think. I think this is one of those quotes, and I always try to find something that at least to me makes me pause and think about it, and hopefully that goes off to you guys as well. It's just something to think about and mull over during your art day. I think this one is definitely one of those ones that I'll keep reworking and rethinking about often, because it's about finding that balance of your own identity and expression and talents and skills and everything, and what's going to work. I think that's it's tough. There's a YouTube channel that I don't want to specifically mention, just because I try never to. I just want to put out positive things, but there's a YouTube channel of somebody that I used to follow, that they had one certain type of video, and they were good videos and it was good quality content and everything, but the fact of the matter is it probably didn't make them tons of money, even though they were passionate about it and everything. And then they switched kind of their channel to be more mainstream and more like top 10s or this is the whatever the YouTube community idea of the week is, and just jump on that bandwagon, and it gets them views and it gets them sponsorship and more money through their AdSense and all that kind of stuff. But I wonder, and this is something I think to myself too, because there's a lot of times where I think it would be easier to just jump on the bandwagon of this is the popular thing that's going on right now, but is that really what you want to bring to the world? I think ideally when that person started their channel, they were doing what they wanted to do, but money factors into this thing as well too. So it's a lot of things to think about, because you have to be able to, if maybe that's what they have to do to make money so that they can still do stuff, then I would never disparage anyone or put them down or be negative about that as well. But it's finding that balance in whatever you can put your head on the pillow each night and be like, this is the best that I could do for the people in my life and the things that I want to do, and trying to get a little bit of that expression or communication out as well. But let me know what you guys think. I'm getting rambly, so I think we're going to wrap this up for today. But I hope you guys enjoy this. I hope that you got at least encouraged or inspired to go off and do your own stuff. I love you guys lots. If you ever need an extra set of eyes on your work or some extra encouragement or whatever, go ahead and leave stuff down below. Happy to give you some thumbs up or whatever I can do to help you guys, because I think you're amazing and you're wonderful. And I think that'll wrap it up for today. So we will see you for some more animation tomorrow.